How's it going, everyone? In this video, I want to go over a rumor regarding the return of Sly Cooper. It seems like that is something that Sony is working on and is one of the PlayStation exclusives in the pipeline, and I think a lot of people would be excited about that. Nick from the Xbox Era podcast had an update about that. We'll go over that. Beat Saber just got some free DLC. Round of applause for my Beat Saber guy in the comment section down below. One day you'll get your Beat Saber discounted, but before you do get it discounted, the game's getting better and better with these updates, so we'll go over that. Gotham Knights has a release date. That's a game that doesn't have a ton of buzz right now, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. And Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin looks to be getting a demo later today. One final demo ahead of its release. First of all, let's talk Sly. Again, Nick from Xbox Era noted on Twitter, okay, so my source has given me the green light, but we're still not 100% certain, but it's believed that Pixel Opus, as many of you have guessed, possibly in collaboration with Sony Animation, are the ones working on Sly. I also believe Sony Animation is on the cartoon project. Pixel Opus is the studio that did Concrete Genie, and that was an incredibly charming game that, yeah, pretty much anybody could get into, and that's a great studio, in my opinion, to helm the return of Sly. It's like a bigger project than Concrete Genie for sure, but yo, trust them with the bigger project. They did a great job with Concrete Genie, and I think they could do a great job with Sly. And I think Sly, like, in this era, I think it could get really, really big with the audience, just because when Sly Thieves in Time came out, that was towards, I believe, the latter portion of the PlayStation 4 era. When did that come out? No, PlayStation 3 era. It wasn't on the PS4, yeah, it was on PS3 and PS Vita. Okay, so it came out February of 2013. Remember, the PS3 was still a little bit in flux. Like, there was definitely an audience that was gravitating towards it, but, you know, it just never caught on. And the PlayStation exclusives, while they were big at the time, Uncharted was notable, you had Killzone that was notable, those games are not at the level that they are today. And if you don't remember, Thieves in Time was actually a pretty solid game, 75 on Metacritic, and I believe there was a secret ending to the game, and it did have a cliffhanger. I don't remember if it was just after the credits the ending rolled, or if you had to, like, do everything in the game. Don't recall exactly. I believe it was Sly in a desert or something. My apologies for the spoilers, but yeah, I mean, it's Thieves in Time. Like, what do you expect? It's a 8-year-old game at this point, but yeah, 9-year-old game. I would love to see it, and I believe this year is the 20th anniversary of the release of Sly Cooper 1. Let me pull that up for you guys as well. Yeah, September of 2002, 20-year anniversary of that, so now, this year would be a good time to announce, and I think there's so much potential for Sly as an IP. I think that's the case with pretty much every IP that PlayStation has had in the past. I think a lot of those IPs, like Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, I think those would be even bigger today than they were back then. And Sly Cooper was relatively big, Jak and Daxter was relatively big. They just have these IPs in the vault, and maybe it's the case of absence makes the heart grow fonder. There can be some of that as well, but yeah, I think the game would do tremendously well, as long as it's a high quality game, which if Pixel Opus is the ones behind of it, I think, you know, it would do pretty darn well, based on their work with Concrete Genie, but that is still a rumor for now. We'll keep you guys posted on that. Alright, moving on from that, Beat Saber, attention, a new update packed with tons of cool stuff just landed in Beat Saber. Go get it now. OST 5 featuring 6 exclusive free songs, all tracks are content ID free, new game mechanic and arc and chain notes, new lighting system and environment, and 36 new maps in total. Beat Saber is a game, of course, exclusive to VR headsets. VR, as I've mentioned in the past, is not something I'm super into right now. Definitely waiting for VR 2, and there's like a catalog of VR titles that I want to play. It's just setting it up is a little bit of a hassle with that VR headset, but nevertheless, it's something that I definitely want to play some of those games. And Beat Saber, I love music rhythm games. This one I just want to play a ton of, so yeah, I definitely will be checking that out once VR 2 comes out. And if all things are believed, that's going to be a lot more simple to set up, and it's really going to be accessible to any room, so that'll be great. But there's also a bevy of VR titles I want to check out. This is a significant free update as well. Beat Saber's soundtrack itself looks pretty solid. Like, it looks right up my alley for the type of music I like. I know that's like a wide variance of what people like to listen to, but from a gameplay standpoint, it's also been received relatively strongly. So nice to see that as a free update. Alright, moving on from that, Gotham Knights, we have a release date for that. It will be coming October 25th of 2022. This is a game I could easily see get delayed. Like, I'm gonna say that right now. You know, take it with a grain of salt, even though that release date has been announced. You know, you don't want to get overly excited for a game that far out, just because you never know what can happen. That's like, what, 6.5 months away? Right? No, 7.5 months away. My math is terrible. It's a game that also isn't one that's making people overly excited. I like what I'm seeing out of it. You know, it's from Warner Brothers Montreal, and they've done some good stuff, so hopefully they can deliver something good with Gotham Knights. It does have a co-op focus in it, so maybe that's something people aren't all too hyped up about, but hopefully the game is good, you know? It's not a Batman title, but I think they can do a good job with it. So we'll see how that turns out at the latter portion of the year. And lastly, I do want to note Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, a game right around the corner, looks to be getting another demo, as PlayStation Game Size, the Twitter account, put out Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin demo version. PS5 downloads on 35.730 gigabytes. Of course, this game is coming out a little bit later on in March. Another game that, you know, I don't know the timing of the release of this game, obviously done by Team Ninja, a Souls-like title. It's got the Final Fantasy name going on for it, so maybe that'll be something that appeals to people and gets people into it. But yeah, Elden Ring just dropping last month, and then you have, you know, the other big releases from last month and Gran Turismo 7 earlier this month. There's a lot of competition right now, and I don't know if Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is really going to resonate with an audience right now. It might be one that, you know, you wait a couple of months for and see what the price is during the summer period, where there is a lull in game releases, at least historically speaking, and Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin might be something people pick up then. But, you know, check out the demo. I was pleased with the demo that I played last time, man. I know everybody memes on this game for chaos and whatnot, but the game itself, I thought, was enjoyable. I mean, am I expecting something Elden Ring level? Absolutely not. It's not going to be that, but can it be a good game? Yeah, sure. It could be a 78 on Metacritic. I really do expect that. And Team Ninja's incredibly talented. I mean, they killed it with Neo, so let's see what they do with Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It could be one of the sleepers of, you know, the early portion of this year. But that's going to do it for me. Again, Pixel Opus potentially doing Sly Cooper 5. We'll see how that turns out. I'm very much excited for the possibility of a new Sly title. One of the IPs that I grew up with, one of those franchises I grew up with, you know, Sly Cooper 3 was just a game that hit home with me, and I loved the entire franchise. The collection is available on PlayStation 3 as well. If you have your PS3 still out, you can play Sly 4, Thieves in Time, and you can play the Trilogy HD collection, so that could be something you want to check out. Beat Saber gets a free update with new tracks, new maps, new lighting system, and more. Gotham Knights coming October 25th, and it looks like Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin will be getting a demo. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.